It literally just squirted liquid. My God, the rain is singing because of how good that pork is. Hey guys, welcome back to Flooded with Flavour. Today, we are smoking this incredibly heavy, turbo-sized piece of meat. So, this is a pork butt, or pork shoulder, or Boston butt, depending on what you call it. And we're going to turn this bad boy into pulled pork, but we're not going to do it the typical way. As you may have seen, I have my Lone Star shirt on, which might give you an indication. If you somehow haven't read the title yet, then well, we're gonna do this bad boy Texas style, which means we're not gonna wrap it in foil with like butter and barbecue sauce and glaze it and make it really sticky, which is, don't get me wrong, great, but I'm a massive fan of Central Texas style barbecue, which is literally just salt and black pepper, kosher salt and 16 mesh black pepper to be precise, to be all nerdy, not to go full nerd emoji or anything like that. Christ, that sounded like a boomer statement, but yeah, we're gonna do this bad boy Central Texas style, which means we're basically gonna cook it like a brisket. We're gonna smoke it like a brisket. We're gonna start off real low temps, maybe 225 for a little bit, and then we're gonna height the temp up. We're gonna build an incredible brisket bark on this bad boy, which is gonna be a kind of pulled pork that you've probably not seen anywhere else. I love this kind of pulled pork because in the UK you can get pulled pork pretty much anywhere that's done like the traditional style with like loads of sauce and stuff, but you don't get Central Texas style anywhere in the UK, even at most barbecue joints. So I like doing that at home because, you know, it's a little bit different, can't get it anywhere else. So preparation of this thing is really easy. We're not gonna do any trimming at all. We're literally just gonna hit it with salt and black pepper, very simple rub, all sides, and then we're gonna stick it on the pit, fat side up, as you can see here, which we probably should start off rubbing last actually. That's the bottom side done, and because this is such a big bit of meat, you can really go liberal with the amount of rub you put on. It's not gonna really overpower it that much because this is, I mean, you can tell this is a large piece of meat. I don't actually know what the weight of this thing is, but I'd hazard a guess that it's maybe 6 or 7 pounds. So this is a, funny comments incoming, this is a pretty big butt. Okay then, all rubbed up. This is a backyard butt, so obviously we're not going competition style here. However, I have noticed one thing that may cause a little bit of an issue later on. Not sure if you can see, but right there's like a little like indent into the meat. That might cause some pooling when the fat starts to split, which is basically where the water that comes out of the fat kind of pools up in a little area and damages the bark. So that area right there, we might not get as good bark, but the rest of it I think should be fine. And to be honest with you, that's a dent that's quite deep. I couldn't really trim that out unless I got rid of all the fat, which you don't want to do. So we've got the pit at a pretty much bang on 225, which means it's time for this bad boy to go on. Gonna go bone side towards the fire, and it's time to leave it rolling for a while. It's looking like rain, my friends. This is gonna be an interesting cook. So about 2 hours into the cook, we've bumped the temps up a little bit to 275 now, and it's time to take our first peek at the butt. Haha, funny comments. As you can see, spoiler alert, there's a little something else in the pit, you'll see that soon, but this is what the butt's looking like right now. See the rub's starting to stick, we're starting to get that kind of mahogany-esque colour, but it's looking a little bit dry, so we're gonna spritz it with apple cider vinegar. This is just pure apple cider vinegar, and we're just gonna spritz the outside of the butt just a little bit to keep it moist with that apple cider vinegar. It won't add too much of a taste, but vinegar and pork go together very well, so it's the perfect combo. I'm also gonna stick a meat probe in this thing, just right in the center, so I can know roughly when we're hitting about the 165, 170 mark when we're gonna wrap. Right now, only 2 hours in, we're about 95, so pretty low right now, which is perfectly fine. This is gonna be an 8, maybe even 9 hour cook, so I'll report back soon. Okay, when I say this has not been an easy cook, I mean it. Heavy winds that are sporadic and not consistent, so you can't even control for them. Heavy rain that's kind of let up a little bit now, but it's still pretty heavy. This has not been a great cook, however, we'll get there in the end. So, we have a good bark building on this pork butt. And now I want to try something a little bit different. So, obviously this is a Central Texas video in terms of how we're doing the meat. However, I want to try something that's kind of popping up in not just Texas, but barbecue in general, thanks to Chili's Barbecue, Bradley Robinson. And that is the foil boat, which is basically an alternative to wrapping in butcher's paper or tin foil. Let's make it even more experimental. So we're gonna go in with a foil boat. Here goes. So we essentially, oh my God, the wind, not like this wind. We essentially build a little tucked in boat around the base of the meat with foil. Now, that is a pretty rough foil boat, if I'm being honest, but you know, my first time, give me a break, okay? As you can see, if I give it a little spin, the base of the butt is covered in foil, but the top is still exposed to help with bark creation and to make sure that we don't steam it and damage the bark. Also, as I called it earlier, we get some pooling there. Not sure if you can see that, but I was right. We are definitely getting pooling where I said we get pooling, but it's not the end of the world. I can tip it in the pit. So, the foil boat has been constructed. Time to get this bad boy back on the pit for God knows how long more. Okay, it is currently raining so hard that the smoker is steaming. This is going to lead to some interesting results. I'm sure this won't extend the cook time by multiple hours. Okay then, this butt has been on the pit now for pretty much 10 hours and I don't know what's happening, divine intervention or something, but it will not break the 170s. It has been stuck in the 170s Fahrenheit for like 3 hours now, and we're losing daylight, so I'm gonna do a little thing that I like to do towards the end of a cook. If a piece of meat has had like more than enough smoke, I mean, the bark looks excellent on this, and it's had pretty much 10 hours of smoke now, which is more than enough, even for a big bit of meat like this. So, what I'm gonna do is, like I said, for big bits of meat like this that I cook, if they're starting to really slow down towards the end, I'm running out of wood, and I kind of just wanna get it done, I wrap them in butcher's paper and then put them in the regular old convection indoor electric oven for like an hour to finish them off. It's a little bit of a cheat, but once I wrap it in butcher's paper, it doesn't matter where it goes. It can go in the pit, it can go in the oven, I can cook it with a jet engine. The taste will be the exact same. It's not getting any more smoke from the pit once it's wrapped, so it literally makes no difference. All it does is save you money on wood and also save you time. It's just, you know, it's a little bit less cool, but it's the last hour, who really cares? Just for record, I'm gonna show you, it's quite tender, but then back here, not quite as tender. So I reckon it's gonna take maybe an hour at about 250 Fahrenheit, so let's get it wrapped and in the oven for the last little cook. There we go, one nice big meat parcel. I will report back when it's time to pull. So then, you join me almost 12 hours later on the dot. Don't even begin to ask me why this butt took so long. Butts are normally done in 7 to 8 hours for me typically. They're a really quick cook, but I guess this time, this one wanted to act up and play different. You'll also notice that back in a pretty nostalgic environment here, we're back to our roots. The reason being, this thing took so long to finish that we lost daylight, and you may even be able to hear there's torrential rain outside, so apologies if the audio sounds a bit different in here. It is what it is. We got us a butt to pull. So let's unwrap this puppy and see how we did. Oh my. Okay, that's already a very, very good sign. Oh, ho, ho. That, my friends, is what I call a bark. That is the precise bark we were going for with this cook. Literally a dark, almost pretty much black brisket bark, but you can see the fat has split, which is a great sign, means it's rendered down well. I can already see there's liquid, there's juice on top of this thing. Let's get it out of the wrapping. Oh, thing's got jiggle to it as well. That's what you'd like to see. So we've got some juice, some pork tallow left in here, so we're just gonna go ahead and pour that over the top. Ooh, liquidy, porky, golden goodness, baby. Now, before we tear it, you can see there, where the liquid is pooling. Maybe you can see there in the camera angle, not sure. Right there, that spot that I called out earlier that was gonna pool, did pool, but you know what? We still managed to build bark there, which is a good sign. So, let's take out the old natural internal thermometer, which is this bone right here. This is basically a sign, if this pool's clean, oh, that's pulling clean. That right there is a clean bone pull. We're looking good. Little bit of advice, if you are following along at home, make sure you save this fatty butcher paper. Makes for a great fire starter next time you fire the pit up. So, with that said, let's get our hands into this butt. Oh my lord, it literally just squirted liquid. It squirted juice at me. Okay, it's still incredibly hot. I did let this bad boy rest for about half an hour, but I mean, the bark on that, the fat has rendered beautifully. The bark on it is incredible. It is pull 10. Oh my, I mean, do I need to say any more? Do I need to say any more, ladies and gentlemen? Ooh, this position is hurting my back. Oh, my back. You know what, I'm gonna sit down. My back is killing me. I think I'm getting old, fellas. As you can see here, this just, oh my God, it pulls so easily. These tubes in the back are incredible meat. If I remember rightly, this is essentially almost near the belly, so this is kind of like bacon in a way. You know what, I actually am real quick just gonna, off screen, try a little bit of that tube, which sounds very weird. Oh my God, that is juicy. Oh, that is so hot, holy shit. Oh, that's hot. Oh, that is very, very hot. So I should leave it to rest for longer. Oh, Christ, that's boiling. Ow, 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 ow. Now, this is not the whole butt here, as you can tell. I've had to move some to the side for the sake of space, but just at the end of pulling pork, I do like to go back through with a decently sharp knife and just cut it up a little bit to break down the pieces. For me, I find it just makes the pieces even more moist when they're almost like, not mushed, that makes it sound like it's been overcooked, but like almost diced down a bit more into even smaller pieces. They seem to just absorb moisture more. And you know what? I think that is an incredible pile of pork. However, we're not done yet. We've got a sandwich to make, and I'm gonna do a pulled pork sandwich just a little bit different. So here we have a typical bun, just brioche bun. We're gonna go on with a big old handful of pork, as you would do. And you know what, today, I felt like mixing it up for the sake of staying experimental. Yeah, we can get a bit more pork on there actually, get some bark on there. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. But for the sake of being experimental, instead of barbecue sauce, I'm gonna go on actually with some kimchi. I'm gonna make this a little bit of an Asian inspired meal. Not too much kimchi. I got this kimchi today and it is actually incredibly strong. I think they fermented it for like twice as long. So not much, but that's gonna stand in place of a pickle. I am a sucker for pickled stuff, but fermented stuff kind of hits the same note for me. So let's give this bad boy a try. I just realized I haven't actually tried the pork on camera yet. So, well, that's a good little barky bit there. Some bark, some meat. Here we go. My God, the rain is singing because of how good that pork is. May have taken 12 hours, but you know what? It was worth every damn hour. So now, let's try this sandwich. Okay. Hell yes. Tell you what, the kimchi is actually a very nice stand-in for a pickle. I'm a massive pickle fan, but kimchi really does stand in very well. If you try this recipe, get some kimchi, or hell, ferment your own maybe, and try some on a sandwich with pork, you will not regret it. My friends, thank you for stopping by today. This video has been quite chalked. This entire cook was chalked. My camera has not wanted to focus all day. That was lightning outside. This video has been chalked, but you know what? In my first returning video on this channel, I said that's what it was gonna be like, right? I said that sometimes a cook or a video might end up being a bit sketchy, a bit chalked, a bit rough. That's part of the fun of this channel. Some videos are gonna be perfect, bang on every time. Some aren't gonna go as planned. Some are gonna be a little bit sketchy. That's the magic of barbecue, and I want that to be the magic of this channel as well. So I hope you enjoyed this slightly more sketchy video. The rib video coming next is actually, I filmed it literally at the same time as this video, but somehow it's come out a lot better. Don't ask why, but that'll be coming out soon, so make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you leave a like and all the typical stuff, and if you have anything that you want me to do, leave it in the comments down below. Anything that you'd like me to do, any like, I don't know, like conventional barbecue stuff, or maybe something completely different. Hell, maybe I'll do a barbecue version of beanies on toast one. Actually, right, watch this space. Barbecue beans on toast, a British classic done in an incredibly Texan way, coming soon. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for that and leave a like as well. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Oh, my back, it hurts, but goddamn, this pork was worth it.